Welcome back to Grammar Fundamentals for the SAT. This is Chapter 11, Lesson 86. When you put a speaker's exact words on the page, you fence them off with quotation marks. Today, quotation marks for direct quotations. Use quotation marks to enclose a direct quotation, a speaker's exact words. Quote, "I'm not sure I want to go," close quote, replied Mark. Those quotation marks fence off precisely what Mark said, word for word, so the reader knows these are his actual words and not your paraphrase. That's the core idea. When you reproduce someone's exact words, you wrap them in quotation marks. Often explanatory words like "said his sister" interrupt a quotation. When that happens, use two sets of quotation marks and two punctuation marks. One to close the first part, one to open the second. Quote, "We can leave early, comma, close quote, said his sister, period." Quote, "You have to get up at 5, close quote." Notice the capital. Begin the second part with a capital letter only when it starts a brand new sentence. If the quote simply continues, the second part stays lowercase. Here's the contrast that trips students up. An indirect quotation reports an idea without giving the exact words, and it takes no quotation marks at all. Thoreau said that truth requires two people, no quotation marks, because we're summarizing his point, not quoting him. The little word that is your clue, it usually introduces a reported idea rather than exact words. So if you can drop a "that" in front, you're almost certainly looking at an indirect quotation, and the marks come off. One last case. When a quotation appears inside another quotation, use single quotation marks for the inner one. The guide said, double quote, "Everyone knows the line," single quote, "Call me Ishmael," single quote, double quote. The outer words get the usual double marks, and the quote tucked inside them gets single marks, so the reader can tell the layers apart. Double on the outside, single on the inside. Let's practice. For each sentence, decide whether it needs quotation marks, a direct quote in exact words, or not, an indirect quote. Pause and try each one before I answer. As a boy, Muir said that wildness was always sounding in his ears. The word that reports his idea rather than his exact words. So the answer is indirect, no quotation marks. His employer said, "It was a delight to see those machines at work." Those are the employer's exact words. So the answer is direct, needs quotation marks. Carson's mother taught her that worth mattered more than money. The clause after that paraphrases the lesson rather than quoting it. So the answer is indirect, no quotation marks. 3 more. Look for the word "that," which signals a reported idea, and for first-person words that signal an exact quote. Pause and try each. Her biographer said that Rachel Carson did not make friends carelessly. The reported idea after that is not a word-for-word quotation, so the answer is indirect, no quotation marks. When her story was accepted, she wrote, "The pay was a cent a word." Those are Carson's exact written words, so the answer is direct, needs quotation marks. She said that becoming a biologist gave her something to write about. The clause after that paraphrases her remark rather than quoting it, so the answer is indirect, no quotation marks. Let's wrap up. Quotation marks enclose a direct quotation, a speaker's exact words. When explanatory words interrupt a quote, use two sets of quotation marks and two punctuation marks, capitalizing the second part only if it starts a new sentence. An indirect quotation, which reports an idea, often after the word "that," takes no quotation marks. And a quotation inside a quotation gets single marks. Great work! In Lesson 87, We'll use quotation marks for the titles of short works.